website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hi, here's a cool alternate picking exercise / sequence that you can use to really build the first ability to use alternate picking in your playing, in your solos and improvisations. And the cool thing about this is that you are practicing the most basic challenge of alternate picking, which is alternate picking on one string and triplets on one string. But at the same time, you are practicing something that is actually a bit difficult for the left hand, and that is changing the fingering as you go through the scale shapes. For instance, if you're playing any 3-note per string scale shape, like the A minor, or let's take a C minor scale, and you construct it in such a way so that you have 3 notes on one string, then you have different fingerings on each string. First you have a whole tone and a semitone. You have the next thing, whole tone and semitone on the A string as well. Then you have a whole tone and a whole tone, and the fingering changes, and then here again. And in other places you have like a semitone and a whole tone, and then you have a whole tone and a semitone on the next string. And going from one to the other very rapidly can be quite a challenge. But playing or using string shifting, also going from string to string as you practice shifting your fingering, is also a challenge. So to really focus on one challenge at a time, it can be a really good idea to stay on one string, because by staying on one string, you have the most fundamental challenge of playing triplets on one string, and you can practice the different fingerings as well, so that in the next level you go to, you have the string shifting, but you only have that because your left hand is now used to changing fingerings all the time. This will make a lot more sense when you look at what I have for you in this video here. So let's take a close-up look at this little sequence, and then you can start practicing it over and over and over again, because it makes a great little loop that you can move around anywhere in the scale. So let's take a look at it. This is a really simple sequence that simply consists of 3 notes down or 3 notes up. And so we're in the key of G minor here. And we have the notes here just to line it up for you, and then you can always move it around in different shapes. But we have the notes in the 8th, the 10th, and the 11th fret on both the B string and the high E string. And then we have, if we play G harmonic minor, we have a note in the 7th fret on the B string as well. And the next notes here are in the 13th fret. So we have that kind of structure here: whole note, semitone, whole note, whole tone on the 2 top strings there. And so what I basically do is first I practice these triplets. Or I practice in the other direction as well. So this was first finger, third finger, fourth finger, and then I practice it in the other direction. Once I have that up to speed, and whatever that speed is up to you, but I start moving them around. And the first level is playing 2 triplets on one string, and then you move it up to a different position, in this case the 13th, 11th, and 10th, and play it twice there as well. And then you can alternate between the 2. So you play 11, 10, 8 on the B string, and then 13, 11th, and 10th on the B string. And that playing it twice gives you enough time, or enough inlet to really make that shift happen, because what happens in your left hand here is that you go from whole tone, semitone to semitone, whole tone, which is a totally different thing, because you have to use different fingers and your brain has to do a different pattern here. And so you can move it all the way up to the 11th, 13th and 15th as well, and then And then play 2 rounds of that here as well, so you can go back and forth between. And then you can practice, ending on whatever finger. This I do it on the second finger there. The next level is to not play the triplet twice. And that was just upwards. I just play that there, going from the first to the, and then up, instead of, I just went, right? But then you just play that once, and that's really where the challenge gets tricky, because now you have to make that position shift right away. But that's no different. Let me just play it for you. So I basically play 3 notes down, 11, 10, and 8th here, and then I go right up to the 13th, the 11th, and the 10th, and play 1 round, same direction, and shift position there. Your fingers, this is not really a challenge different from going from, if I play these two strings here, or let me see, yeah, this is C minor then, and it would look like 8, and then 9, and then 11th. So we have a semitone and a whole tone, and then on the next string we have a whole tone and a semitone. So I have to shift from this to this, and instantly. And that's the same rapid shift as going. Only you have to move your hand a little bit more here in the horizontal manner. This is a kind of a little movement. This is a rather large movement in comparison. But you're still practicing the same thing of going. And you start by just moving back and forth between 2 positions, like this, 8, 10, and 11, and then 10, 11, and 13, and in both directions. Right? And then you can try the next 2 positions and go back and forth between those, 10, 11, and 13, and 11, 13, and 15. And just stay there as an exercise. And once you have that, you can try 3 at one time. And then you can go back and forth and create a loop that you can use for practicing in that way. And always remember ending that little, whenever you're done playing 100,000 repetitions, then end, on a note. So you get that into your nervous system of not just, bleh, because that's not music. So the first exercise was twice, or up and down, then move 1 position, going in the ascending direction or descending. And the second exercise was, and the way to get to that point is to take just 2 positions, right? And then, and you can of course move that to different strings, but please stay in the exact same place on the neck and use the exact same notes in the beginning, just to create that pattern in your brain.
Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.